Hey, welcome to the final night of our live stream. As in, it's great that we're going to be back together in person next term, yeah?
Yeah,
Let's go.
excited.
So pretty excited. A little bit sad, as in got a little bit attached to doing this every week, but like, yeah, I think we all kind of have whatever, man, whatever.
These guys have been on tech. They're pretty keen.
So, guys, tell me how your weeks have been. Anything cool, interesting happen?
No, work. I went out with some friends for dinner for the first time in like a long time. That was cool.
What a win.
Thanks for opening up the restaurants, ScoMo. Appreciate it.
I've been on holidays for a week, which has been nice.
Like, you already get holidays. Like, it's crazy.
What do you mean?
What?
Has it been
Yeah,
the
I'm on
whole
them.
week of holidays already?
Oh.
Yep.
I thought
I
there was still school this week.
No, the school I'm at finished last week.
Oh, that's why there were teenagers in my way in the shops today. Anyway.
Yeah. So I've enjoyed just hanging out. I think I'm running out of things to do there, let's be honest. But that's okay. We'll get there.
I've just had uni. It's the uni life, trimester life. Nothing lines up. So I was pretty surprised when Mum was home on Monday. I'm like, what the heck are you doing? Like, why aren't you at work? But she's on holidays and I'm halfway through my term. So.
Something that happened to me this week, which I have to share, was actually today.
Oh, yeah. How was your week, Glenn? Sorry.
Thanks for asking.
No worries.
I got my hair cut today, yeah? So I went to a barber in Hurstville, Westfield, and I came straight to the office afterwards, and Robin says, Glenn, what happened to you? Because there was blood on my face.
Oh, there's actual blood.
Blood on my face from the barber. And so, like, I'll tell you, he was, when I got there, okay, like this barber, he just had all these gadgets. Like, he was a gadget guy, you know, it's like, and he kept switching between.
You're like a barber.
It's like,
Go, gadget.
it's like holsters.
Was this on was this on Fleet Street? Was his name Sweeney Todd by any chance?
No, this was in the center. Anyway, like, I knew something was going to go down, right? And then, like, and then he goes at it, and he's like, he's huffing, like, it's like this grunt thing.
I would have legged it, man.
And then he, like, he grabs my hair. He grabs my hair like this hands, like a boom, boom, thud, and then he pulls my hair, and then snip, snip, snip. Boom, boom, pulls and snip, 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 snip. And then, like,
This sounds like Wolverine, dude.
I don't know, it felt like really long. And then like it wasn't quite short as I wanted, so I told him that. And then he goes harder, boom, boom. So I was thinking like, I'm not going to ask him again because off with my head next time.
What's he actually doing?
And
Boom, boom. Like what?
Like,
what?
he
Like
just hit
scissors?
my head
Or
like really hard.
sandpaper?
With his hands, yeah, like, he's not gonna go like boom, boom, and then they get to like the hair, and then they go with the scissors. But then he's like, yeah, but he's like hitting me, and then like the cutthroat, it may as well have been an axe, man. Like he came, like I don't know, like there's still red marks on my face from where he cut me.
Can confirm.
And then he has this like his antiseptic spray stuff. And
Oh, that would have stung.
It looks like but like you always use it with a cutthroat. They always do it. They do like they dab a little cloth or something, and then they like clean it up a bit. He he must have thought it was water or something and forgot because he sprayed the whole thing in my face. There was like
What?
this like burny liquid in my eyes. Anyway,
So when are you going back?
yeah,
You going to go back there next time?
Tomorrow.
just to show someone. Like
Please don't tell me you
If
paid
Glenn
more than,
asks you to come for a haircut, don't
Say
go.
no.
Don't go.
Run.
Did you pay like? Don't tell me you paid more than like $20 for that.
$30.
To be tortured.
$30.
I could probably get that
Yeah, like-
cheaper somewhere else.
do you guys take pictures when you go to get your haircut? Like, as
Of
in,
what?
like, I want it to look like this guy.
Oh,
When I was like 10, like
So I'm thinking you'd probably go
really
for
wanted
like
a
a
cool
Seth
hairstyle.
Rogen.
yep.
You might go for
Usually.
like a Johnny Bravo.
am I meant to
But
know
you
that?
colour him in. You colour him in
I don't
first.
watch many movies.
It-
What's he from?
Like, it's
It's a
Johnny
cartoon.
Bravo show. It's a cartoon.
Cartoon.
Oh, I'm a
From when I was
now.
a kid.
I'm gonna quickly look it up.
Jazz, you probably just don't go to barbers.
No, I could go to the hairdressers like once a year, not even sometimes. Get my fix and then see you later.
If I
wow.
did that,
That
I'd look
dude?
like...
Yeah, that's it.
Johnny Bravo. If I only went once a year, I'd
It
look
looks
like Josh
nothing like
Finch.
me.
Yeah, so true.
Yeah, and like, I'll tell you what I went for. Ryan Reynolds. looks nothing like.
See, I think the problem is
Hang on, I got to cover up the fade.
that's the
Yeah,
thing.
kind of
It is.
I always take.
Just the brown hair, that's it.
I would always take a picture,
Oh,
being
like
like, I want to
hair?
look like this, and I'd be disappointed every single time. And then I came to the conclusion that it's not the hairstyle that I wanted. I just wanted to look like that in general, and they can only fix your hair, so there's just always disappointment if you do that.
I would like to look like LeBron James. I don't know how much hairstyling they can do to make me look like LeBron James, but
He's got like no hair. He's got a beard.
Oh, what hair
yeah,
would
but I don't think
would
if
like
I was
to get
bald, I'd look like LeBron.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson's hairstyle, you know.
And then get
Blindside
upset
Dwayne.
when you're not ripped.
Yeah.
Anyway, haircuts.
Haircuts. Makes me think of back when I was in school. Like once I was embarrassed at the way my mother cut my hair, and I was like, "Guys, this is bad." And they're like, "It's okay, but it could have been better if she did a proper job."
That's such a power move.
Yeah, just do the same thing next time, but just do it better.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, let's move on to Oprah, shall we?
Come on.
So it's hard to beat Oprah from last week. I'm not going to give you guys a car. I'm sorry.
Oh.
But like, Alex, you did ask for a private jet.
Ooh.
And it is coming into holidays. So he gets one that's... It may not go far, but it's very economical.
And it's mine, so technically private jet.
It is private.
We'll pay that. Thanks, Glenn.
Oh, that's good.
Wonder what you'll
Now,
be doing tomorrow.
For your non-holidays, you get a balloon bomb filler upper.
That's
Bunch
actually
of
dope.
balloons.
That's amazing.
Wow.
We looked at using these for youth camp multiple times.
Jazz. For your
Wow.
holiday,
For my holiday,
you get a disc that turns into a ball when you throw it.
I love games like
How much
this.
you love throwing sports balls.
Thanks, Glenn.
It's all good. Anyway, I hope you guys actually have fun because I figured your holidays were going to be boring as. And so like I just got you something to spice it up a bit.
You don't get holidays.
Oprah's segment is not quite over yet. We actually have something special
I hear a person. Or an animal.
for a special someone.
Oh.
Jazz.
Thank you. Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's a lot of balloons.
Jazz, you love balloons.
I do love balloons. Thanks,
I can't
guys.
even catch this one.
And to give you a reason why we're doing this, is actually tonight is Jazz's last night
It is.
with us.
Yeah.
And so we just wanted to say thank you, Jazz, for everything
Thanks.
that you've done here. We really appreciate you.
Thank you.
And so it's a gesture of our appreciation.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Yeah. This is very kind. Not expected. So tonight, our next segment. Actually, you're going
My
to do
turn.
this next segment. I got
I was
a
waiting
little
till
bit
if you're gonna
confused. This
realise.
wasn't in our run sheet, so
So,
I don't know where we are.
Yeah, that was been in the works. Now we're going to go watch a Instagram highlight. You guys have been, well, some of you have been sending in Instagram highlights each week. But we have to give a shout out to Sarah Moynihan. She has like raised the bar so high. Like this one this week is just like, topped her dog one the other week. That was hilarious. So we're going to cut to that and have a laugh.
Commitment.
So good.
So much
So
commitment.
good.
The first time I watched that, I was like, why is there sticky tape? And then I saw Kev, and I was like, oh my goodness.
If that wasn't a favourite memory for you guys, you probably weren't at that camp because that water slide went off that year. That was so much fun.
That was the first time goggles was introduced to the water slide.
Yeah.
For every year after that, everyone brings
had goggles.
Yep.
But Kev was the only one that time, and he rocked it.
The trendsetter.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, our next segment tonight is Who Do They Think They Are, which I did this week. So I put together a little video of a few things about myself and my favorite things about youth group. Hello, my name is Jazz, and I get to share a little bit about myself tonight with you all. So I thought I'd ask some of my family and friends to help me out with that. I'm a big fan of actions speak louder than words. So
Jazzy's a great kid. We have lots of fun around the house and knocking around, but we are very different first thing in the morning. I like to get up and get into it, but Jazz, she's like, Jazz will walk in, I go, hey Jazz, how you going? You have a good sleep? What's on today? I mean, how's the kids going? What are you going on tonight? Got anything on tonight? Huh?
Our gal Jazz loves to drink a coffee, but she also is super clumsy and wears a lot of white. Got a 3/4, half soy, half almond, mocha decaf for Jazz with 6 equals. Order for Jazz.
Yay, balloons!
Jazz has a bad habit of spending a lot of money online, and the postman knows her very well because she's always getting packages.
Parcel for Jazz.
Oh, another one for Jazz.
Another parcel for Jazz.
Are you kidding? Another one for Jazz? Are you kidding?
Well, one thing I love about Jazz is that she's super creative, but sometimes her creative brain can get a little too much for her and everyone else, and sometimes tries to pull things off that are a little bit too impossible.
Hey Isaac, so I have an idea for youth camp. I was thinking like recreating a theme park and having a real life roller coaster. It's one of those pirate ships that do the loop-de-loop thing and a teacup ride. And we can make all the kids show bag. I want to fill the whole hall up. You know that big hall? Yeah, I want to fill it all up with balloons, like full, and then let the kids just run through and pop them all. I've done the maths. I think it's going to be roughly like 4,832 balloons. So that should be right. We'll just blow them up at home and then we'll get them to camp. Also, the theme for camp is under the sea. So I'm thinking of making a giant whale shark. Yeah, whale shark out of paper mache. But the tail's got to move. Yeah, the tail definitely has to move because if it doesn't, then the kids won't think it's real. Oh, and then we'll hang it from the ceiling as well and put all the streamers around it. So, it'll just be fantastic. Yeah, but tail definitely has to move. And then, like, maybe at the end of camp, there can be this big fireworks display. But I've seen the colours that fireworks come in, and I don't really like them. So I'm thinking we could maybe like make our own fireworks with like cool pastel colours and like just real earthy tones and stuff like that. And yeah, just set them off at the end of the camp. I think the kids will love it.
Oh, and I'm also thinking of making every single kid a personalised cupcake with their own favourite colour. Doing this cool thing at the start of the day where I like shoot confetti out when the kids all wake up. But I want it to be shot out of like a real life-size cannon. I'm not sure how this is going to work, but you can probably make it happen anyway. But it's got to shoot confetti out every single morning and make a big loud bang.
Yay, confetti!
They're pretty spot on. Over the last little while, I've been thinking lots about youth group and just the role it's played in my life. And so tonight I thought I'd share my favourite things about youth. I came to Youth at NBC when I was in Year 7 and I stayed all the way to Year 12. I loved it. I loved the fun and the games and the activities. I loved the people and the friends I had, not just in my pod, but across other year groups. I loved my leaders and I love that I can still have friendships with them now. I think the last few years, it's been incredible to kind of take a step back and see how God's been working in the whole of youth group and not just in one pod. And that's been an incredible thing to see and to watch grow. I love youth services. I love Discover Nights. I love youth camps. All of the above. I love youth group. But my favorite thing about the last few years has been each week standing at the door counting you guys. Which, side note, at the beginning was really hard. I lost track so many times because I got distracted with you all, but improved. But in all seriousness, I just love watching how excited all of you are to come to youth group each week. I mean, Zali is there at the door like 5 minutes early every week, and she sprints in, seeing every single one of your faces, and every one of you is so excited to be here. You're excited to see your friends who you all love so much, and we've got this awesome group of youth, and you're all excited to come into a gigantic room for creative ministries to hear about God and be at pods and hang out, and to see so many youth kids wanting to do that on their Friday night and letting us be a part of that. It just brings me a lot of joy and is so encouraging, and it definitely has been my highlight and how I see God work weekly in this ministry. So that's a little bit about my highlights of youth group and why I love it so much. Thanks. Hey Dad, I have a confession to make. That ring is my old toe ring. Oh! Oh! I wore it for about 4 years.
All right, welcome to our first game for tonight. This game is called Brad Pitt's Mystery Box. Over on the side, we have 6 boxes with a bunch of different things in them. Lockie and Jazz are going to take it in turns on grabbing a box, seeing what's inside it, and they have 2 options. They can either explain what's in it or they can lie. And they'll be explaining it to the other person. The other person then has to guess whether or not they're telling the truth or whether or not they're lying. As you can see, these 2 can't stop laughing already. So I have 0 confidence in your ability to lie.
We're not very good lying.
No, so we're just going to see what happens. It should be a lot of fun. 2 rules to get the whole game sorted. So that each item has 3 things or 2 things and then something written on it or something like that. So these guys have to, they have to say all 3 items in that thing. They can't just say it's an orange, because it'll be an orange with something doing something else. The other rule is you can't just lie about one thing. You can't say it's an apple doing this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. If you are going to lie about something, you have to lie about everything. I will be the judge. My rulings are final. So I'll just give disqualifications and all that kind of stuff. If it comes down to being a tie, I'm just going to pick whoever's lies were the funniest. So keep that in mind if you're going to lie.
Jazz.
Jazz, be funny.
I know, really funny.
Let's get to it. Lockie, you're up first. So Lockie's going to go and pick a box. Jazz, start imagining what might be in that box.
I was
We're going to
watching.
see
Scary thing.
which one he
Be anything.
picks.
I was watching Box of Lies today, and they had the crowd chanting numbers. I really wish
forgot
we had
to
that,
watch it.
but we don't.
I
I heard
heard-
a 3.
I hear a
heard
3.
solid
All right,
3.
box number 3. So Lockie's going to have a look. You guys should be able to see that on the screen.
Yes. Okay. Too bad if you can't. Got me box.
All right. So Lockie gets to either explain what's in the box or make up something completely different, lie, which is not recommended. Try and
Okay.
keep a straight face. And can we mute Jazz's mic while she's in the... No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. All right, Lockie, what's in your box?
I have a CD. It is white.
Am I allowed to ask questions?
Hang on.
Once he's finished.
Out. You
Yeah.
said like 4 words.
I'm just thinking.
This isn't an interrogation.
Called Rodriguez Cold Fact. There's another item, a pink spiky ball, very spiky, and a red bag containing a lot of bandages and band-aids. Must be like a first aid kit.
Who's Rodrigo?
He is.
Is that what you said was on the CD?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, Rodriguez Cold Fact.
So
He's
he's what? Cold fact.
Cold Fact.
Fact.
It's the album name.
Yep.
He is an Asian man, from what I see. He has a hat and sunnies. and he's-
Musician?
I'd like to think so, or else I'm listening to a non-musician CD, which would...
This is my uncle's album that he lent me, and I haven't listened to it yet. So,
So it is an
Who knows?
album. It definitely is. Or are you
Did you
part of
just
the
give it
line?
away? Are you legit?
I was gonna say it's true anyway, cause no, hang on.
Are you kidding?
It's not because you just gave it away, but I was gonna say it's true because when he said the spiky ball, I'm assuming it's one of those balls that you get the knots out of your back with. The
so
little
sometimes we have.
circle.
For real?
Hey, Lachlan, I've got more footage for the blooper reel that we're about to play coming
Yeah,
up.
that's my uncle.
All right, we're gonna play this best out of 4.
Surely we get 1 or, and then it's the next 5, and that
Yeah,
determines.
we'll play this one out of.
Oh, what a stitch up!
Can I see the items?
This is exactly what he said it was. Sorry, Lockie. That was.
How is that your uncle?
It's not my uncle. No,
Uncle
that's not.
CD.
My uncle lent me the CD,
Oh, I thought you meant that's my uncle.
which is a detail that I shouldn't have said.
Oh my
Moving on.
goodness.
Can I pick any number?
Yep, except if the crowd yells out a number, you have to pick something else. Apparently, that's how Lockie did it.
Ah, 6. Okay, Muzz.
Okay, 6 it is.
What's
Box
in
number
the box?
6.
In the box. What's in the box today? Ooh. Okay.
All right, Jazz, you have your box.
Don't say what it is,
I do have
AJ.
my box.
I'll try not to.
I thought I was going to say something stupid.
I knew I was going to say something stupid.
Well, I still
so
got another 40 minutes left on this thing.
I'm just
so-
glad I got it over with early
Okay.
where it was low impact.
I have a hot dog roll, but instead of an actual hot dog in it, it's a carrot, and it's covered in sprinkles.
Here's the thing. We met last week,
Yes.
and AJ's, one of his examples was... No, hang on, give me a sec. A hot dog with something obscure in it. Although before, you made an example, a lie, with something with sprinkles on top.
No, I didn't.
Okay, well then
marketing
it's the truth.
So you think it's the truth?
Is that your answer?
Yeah.
I think that's his answer.
Haha, it's a lie!
Are you for
Wrong.
real?
It's
What the
a
heck?
camera, and a shaver,
Oh.
and insect repellent.
You fool said before, like, something with sprinkles on top. I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I was
She
got-
done.
she did
she
it.
got
I'm pretty
too good.
sure it was your idea last week.
It
Yeah, you
was.
said-
My idea was a banana inside of a hot
That's
dog
right.
roll on a banana lounge. I just didn't have time to make it.
oh.
All
And
right,
as
that
soon as
is
you said
1-0
that, I
to
was
Jazz.
like-
But Lockie hasn't played yet.
2-0.
1-0. Are you for real?
You haven't played yet. We're
Oh,
taking round
what?
1 as a
Okay.
practice
Practice.
round.
Practice round. Yeah,
Practice
okay.
phase.
I'm
Yeah,
the demo.
you guys are. You're on 1, you're on 0, and I'm on
Ah.
-1 because
Give me a
that was my
number.
bad.
Because Lockie
All
and
right,
I
Lockie.
equally
Number.
can't lie and equally are competitive.
Quan.
Pick number 3, my lord.
Quan. All
right.
AJ, I don't want you to see what's inside.
Number 1. I made these.
I
It's
can't
on
even
the
open it.
sides.
Oh.
Open them on the sides.
Oh, yeah, I meant to look at... okay. I don't... Okay. Rightio.
All right, Lockie has his box.
Don't say anything, AJ.
I'm sorry. I would like to apologise for my actions earlier.
Thank you.
Sorry, I don't know why I'm apologising to the camera.
That does
Sorry,
not make up
Lachlan.
for a point, so...
I would have got the point anyway.
All right.
Here we go.
In front of me, I have an orange cut in half. And
Is that the description of the first item, or that's the second thing?
it's one thing. Like half an orange.
Okay.
And in it is like a Lego man squished in with like barbecue sauce around the side, like a circle around the orange.
You had me until barbecue sauce. I'm really hoping it's true because I want to see a little Lego man squished in an orange. What outfit's the Lego man wearing?
A red shirt and blue shorts.
It's like a soccer player. Interesting. I think it's true.
Let's go, baby!
All right, now
It was the sauce.
now it's 1-1.
What was it? Boots.
Boots.
It's my Masua sandal and my work
the
boot, and
Masua
they're both the
sandal.
right foot.
Ah,
Yes.
you got me.
So remember, if you can't see all three things, the word what's my description is going to be on there. That almost tripped Lockie up because there was only two things in there, but they were
Gotcha.
both the right foot. Number 5.
I like the number 5.
Number 5.
If I had to choose the favorite number, I think it would be 5. Ah, I see.
All right, Jazz has her box.
What's in the box?
In the box. There's only one song more annoying than that. It's the Put a Smile on Your Dad, we'll see you in a little while. From the same show?
What?
Is that from that? Oh, okay.
It's from the What's in the Box show.
I remember that show.
You're lucky I've already created the highlights reel.
There's a lot going into our highlights reel.
Okay, in this box, I have a shopping list from Kiki K. On that shopping list is the word ice cream 5 times because I really like ice cream. And clipped onto that shopping list is 3 paper clips that are in the shape of guitars. They're silver, by the way.
3 paper clips that are guitars
Yes,
on a shopping list
yes.
from
Kiki K. It's got little
whatever that
watermelons.
is.
It's a
Recently
stationery shop.
bought by someone else, apparently. That was on my podcast the other day.
And what'd you say? Ice cream 5 times. Why would you go to Kiki K for ice cream?
Well, you don't. You go to Kiki K for the shopping pad and then
Yeah,
you
I didn't
write
think about
that.
Oh, I think you are lying.
You want to lock that in?
Oh,
Yep.
I get another point.
What the heck?
I like this game.
I've had those paper clips for so long, never used them before. Now I
You
have.
got a use for it. Good job.
I was full thinking like a detailed guitar.
No, like just the
it's a
paper
guitar.
guitar.
All right,
Okay.
Lockie, final box.
Are you going to
Final
redeem
box.
yourself?
Well,
Redeem
he's
myself
already
or
at-
redeem Alex?
He's already at 0 and
He's
I'm at a
already-
lot.
Jazz is 2-0 up at the moment.
I'm going to go 4. Cause
Number
that's
4.
my lucky number. Well, it's not, but that's
Oop.
okay. Okay. Wait, did they say that? I don't know.
Hopefully.
All right. Making
All
my
right,
way
Lachlan, here's your last
downtown.
chance to get a point on the board.
What do you mean? I've already got a point.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I lied. And
Oh,
you're like,
that's right. The boots.
yeah.
The
Oh,
Lego
sorry.
man.
Yeah, you're just
Yeah.
trying to scam points off me.
It's not my game. Lucky I'm not playing because I'm not doing very well. All we know is that
Everyone's
I
out
am
to
the
get
winner
me.
in the end.
Is this our last box?
No, this one
Oh,
over
one
there.
more. Okay, sorry.
All right.
Go.
In my box, I have a battery that is on the end of a rattle gun.
What's a rattle gun?
It's like an impact driver.
Oh, like a
A drill.
zzz in the building.
Yeah, it's hey Jazz, can you get me the zzz? And that's not the only thing. The
Yeah.
third thing is a MacBook charger.
What type of battery is it?
Say
Like AA, AAA?
say 9 volt.
Oh, as in like the ones that you use for the zzz.
No, that's an 18 volt.
I'm so confused.
A 9 volt, like the rectangular ones.
Most batteries are rectangle, but cool.
They're cylinders. That's cool.
I like the anyway. Irrelevant.
Come
you
on.
Can get like the little jewel. No, jewel like to
So there's a rattle gun.
Spot the carpenter in the room. It's not Jazz.
What's the Sorry, I need to get this out of my head. What's the battery company starting with a D?
Duracell.
Duracell. Thank you, Duracell.
That will come in handy.
Glad we got that out of the way.
Oh, now my mind is straight.
Okay, so you've got a battery on the end of a drill with a what was on the end?
A MacBook charger.
MacBook charger.
Yeah.
You're lying.
No.
It's, I could call you disqualified because it is just a drill. It's not a,
Oh, I
it's not a
thought that was
rattle
a
gun.
gun. Oh,
It's
yeah,
not a rattle
idiot.
gun, but
That's okay. Either way,
I did.
it does the same thing.
all right, Jazz.
I'm not
Which
actually a
box
full
are you gonna
carpenter, as you can see.
Oh, I don't know.
Which seat can I take?
I'm gonna take
Number two
Oh,
is
this
our
one's
last box.
got a little bit of weight to it.
This is one of my favorites.
Oh, this is cute. Ah, how lovely. Maybe I'll just quickly show them this a little bit more. They can't. No, it's fine. Okay, I got it.
What's the score?
There's just a,
Fun to good times.
which means
everyone
Jazz
against Lachlan.
20, Lachlan 0.
And
okay.
I'm on.
No, I got 2. Jazz got 2. Alex got 1. And this is the last one. So it's 2 all between us.
It's 2-all.
Because Alex got a point as well.
In my box.
Not even playing.
Excuse me.
Sorry.
In my box, I have the Big Picture Book Bible.
A picture book? Or a big picture book? Or a...
Don't look at me.
The big picture. Like, look at the big picture of God's story
Oh, the ones you
in a
get.
kid's book.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So kid's
Bible.
Bible. It's called The Big Picture.
Yep.
On it is a Christmas card. On that Christmas card it says, "To Santa, happy birthday from the Easter Bunny."
I think I'm about to roast you, but I think that's a
I
bit
know exactly what
too
you're about to
clever and
say.
funny for Jazz to think of on the spot. I think that's true.
When I opened this, I thought he's going to know this isn't mine because I wouldn't have thought of "To Santa, happy birthday from the
From the Easter Bunny. Am I right?
You're right,
Left,
Andrew.
Oh.
I should have lied.
Or you should have been
Alright.
funnier.
You
Either
win.
way.
Win.
You win.
3-2 and
Lucky
1
wins.
to Alex.
Bit of a false start, but
We got there in the end.
Oh,
How
that
about
was.
me?
so as we mentioned a couple of times, as I've mentioned a couple of times, we've had some interesting things in our stream this term. Lockie's put together one of the funniest videos I've seen in quite some time. It's a highlight reel, highlight/lowlight/fail reel of our streams from the term. So we're going to play that and then we'll come back afterwards.
Hey guys, welcome to the first ever Youth at NBC live stream.
Highlights.
It's Glenn and my job to try and make her laugh. Now, in doing so, she'll cover herself with water. I mean, I'm not covered in water. I'm not covered in water.
The fact that you help people with maths, I didn't picture you for the smart kind of guy. I mean, it doesn't quite add up, does it?
What can you see below, Dan?
I can see everything. I can see everything because I'm in a chopper.
Yep.
I'm up high everywhere. I can see lots of land, lots of ocean,
Lots
of
land.
people.
I can't see the ocean. Lots of land.
I feel like I can see what I can see, Georgia. I can see the ocean.
Okay, it does remind me of that thing that we do in September. And are we? Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Final food item is probably the one I'm the most excited for. KFC's popcorn chicken.
Oh, I wouldn't recommend smelling it.
Oh, that is not a good time.
Is it going to kill me?
No, it's actually very good for you.
It smells like the bottom of my
It's
school
not going
bag.
to kill you. It's actually really good for you. Peep, a little bit at the bottom.
Oh.
Oh.
Does Ben need
Oh, I don't like the sound of that. Ugh, kind of sludgy. Right. Oh, give me a bucket.
The bucket, the bucket, the bucket. On the back packet, it said raw and alive.
Jackson said, I love you first.
That's a lie.
B, we met in 2015.
Also a lie.
C, I'm older.
And that one
than Jackson.
No, that one is actually a lie.
Peter Pan's passport.
Babies eat pineapple.
Fish,
Don't.
cocktail.
Don't. Cinderella's yellow umbrella.
Wow.
Secret celery breath.
I actually have no clue where Glenn is.
As a not baby, I've like never drunk milk.
Why? What? What do you drink?
Water.
I do not remember the last time I had water, but I have milk very, very, very often.
Sam, let's give us a. What do you think's happening to your face right now?
I'm getting messed up
You
badly.
You are getting a bit done messed up.
He hit my
it's
eye.
It's not looking the best.
He hit my eye.
You guys have. Sarah, how do you think you're going?
I think we're going pretty good.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I think Sarah's just getting her payback right now. There is nothing going on. Dill, what do you think's happening right now?
I've been turned into a chicken.
I've taken beautiful Dylan and killed him.
Safe.
This is a piece I like to call 2020.
Stay in the camera.
So it's a bit of a mess like this year.
This is from Glenn.
Oh no. Okay,
This
hit
is
me.
mean, bro. South African cricketers.
Oh, you know what? I heard there's one called Glenn Culling. I'm also a South African cricketer. Types of dinosaurs starting now.
A Tyrannosaurus Rex, a Triceratops, and a Velociraptor. Things you can eat for breakfast and for dinner.
Oh. Eggs, sausages, and mushrooms.
3, 2, 1.
Oh my gosh.
Oh. It bounces off your teeth. It is rubber.
I don't know why, but I went for like a full spoonful. No, it's just really my own fault.
I mean, as far as cereal's concerned, it's a no from me.
It's a hardcore no from everyone on the screen as well. So look.
A little bit more difficult here. Should have taken my jacket off. Head, okay.
Oh, going forward, going backward. Going backward.
Oh, shoulders as well.
But still one thing we have yet to decide. Is it fast?
Paul ist der schnellste aus den Blöcken. Jetzt kommt er. Und jetzt ist Usain Bolt nicht zu halten. Nein, er gewinnt.
Like, who am I type of thing. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I?
Yo, the first name is Sam, the second name is Evilly. That's Evilly, not Everly. You say it sincerely. See, I chose to introduce myself using this song. I lead the yin-eye voice. Shout out the big balls. I do a lot of things, from running, flipping, jumping, animating, movie making, design, and fist bumping. Jesus is my hope, my life. I'm just his disciple. Always learn about God's word and read the Holy Bible.
Yes, I did that.
All right, guys, so we get into our very last segment of the Bible talk. And gosh, that video was amazing. Lucky, it was so good. I mean, I laughed at it twice after watching it twice.
Yes. Well, it was more the stuff that happened in the film that was funny. I had a good time flicking through it all and laughing at people and knowing that I'm not going to be in it.
And thank goodness.
Look where he is. Oh, man. But the segment talking about Jesus having our back. So we've been talking about Jesus and who he is, what that means for us, and how we live our lives and all that. And so tonight we talk about how Jesus has our back. Now, you guys obviously read the document that was sent out at the beginning of term, talking about John Mayer. You love yourselves a bit of John, don't you?
Yes, we do.
John Mayer is just amazing. Were you at his concert last year?
I was.
I spent a bit
Also
too much money on it, but it was definitely worth it. And yeah.
I spent so much money and still sat in the stratosphere, you know, like.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I think I had ideal tickets. I'll
Where were
explain
you?
later.
Ideal.
I was like right behind the sound desk,
Oh, yeah.
up high enough that I was like over everyone on the floor, but like dead on, great sound because you're right behind the sound. It was like perfect.
Pristine.
Oh, it was amazing.
It was a good concert.
Now we're thinking a bit back before this concert, back to the year 2007. He did a concert in LA, and he gave a speech, pretty much in the middle of a song.
Yes.
The song's called "Bold as Love," and he's talking about this idea of love, yeah. And he's like, and I don't want no Roman, Hollywood, hot pink, candle, what, love. I mean, like, I've got your back, love.
Steve Jordan on the drums.
Killer.
And,
Great concert.
I was there.
I wish.
My bad.
yeah, it's like, and I think what I want to draw out from that is this concept of love as he defines it, like as in this "I got your back" love, and he sort of distinguishes it from this lovey-dovey, romantic love that we all call love these days, and it's like this "I got your back" love. What do you guys think of that definition?
I think he's, pretty spot on. Like, John Mayer often rambles in, his concerts and his songs and says some really weird stuff. But like this time, he actually, like, kind of made at least half decent sense. Like, he's talking about love and the fact that, as you mentioned, like there's often society has taught us to think of love as more of a romantic thing. But there is, such power in love that it can still be, used and displayed like in other parts other than, romantic relationships, like, having support for other people, like you mentioned, like, I've got your back sort of love. Like, there's definitely a difference between loving your friends and, loving, a special someone. And I think he's kind of reflecting like, he says right before it, I've experienced all these sort of things in my life, and, I'm 30 and I've done all these awesome stuff, but I haven't been able to have, that feeling of love where someone has, had my back. And I think that's what he's kind of touching on.
I think society tells you that you have to go after the things that John Mayer has, the fame, the prestige, the money, the insanely good guitar playing skills, 75 guitars out with him on a tour and all that kind of stuff. And you think that he's made it, but he's sitting there going, it's a little bit empty. It's a little bit empty.
Yeah.
And it's something that society so often tells us, and then we get it and we're like, oh, what's next? But that idea that love is sacrificial, that love is being there for one another and that sort of stuff, that is so much more fulfilling than stuff.
Yeah. You'd think a guy like John Mayer would have all the love in the world, as in, like, how could you feel this way with everything you have, with everybody who loves you? As in, what we would call love, I guess, Again, he's changing that definition. And thinking about in our own lives and how it might look if somebody loved us, and like, as in, got your back. And I guess got your back, if it's more than just a feeling, it's kind of like, I'm there for you in a situation. And I mean, it could be a situation where you've done wrong. Could be a situation, like any sort of situation where someone's just there bearing the load with you. And now, like, have you got an example of a story, something where someone's just stuck out their neck for you?
Yeah, I have a story, not where I've been in the wrong and someone stuck out for me, but it's where someone's literally bared a load for me. I went on a camp with the Scouts when I was about 10 or something like that. We had to hike into this campsite, pitch tents in the base of this place called Era. It's in the Royal National Park. It's quite a hike in. It's a massive hike when you're 10. It's probably not that bad these days. I haven't been there since. Not this hike anyway.
I can do it on an office chair.
Probably. I've seen you on an office chair. He's pretty wicked on an office chair. But we hiked into this campsite. We put our tents up. We spent the night. I think we had 2 nights in there, and then we went to hike out, and my pack broke. So I had this pack that was probably the size that I am, because a 10-year-old doesn't know how to pack for a 2-day camp. And it had only one bag strap. So I'm trying to walk out of the bottom of this campsite with one bag strap there. And I just couldn't handle it. I could not carry my pack because I only had one strap, and we're trying to hike up this thing. So the leaders that were there with us, they already had their own packs. They had most of our cooking utensils and things like that. We were carrying clothes, water, and a bit of food, and that's pretty much it. They were carrying the stoves and all that kind of stuff, and most of our tents. So they already had these massive packs. Then the 2 of them, between them, just carried my pack out as well. And then I walked out just by myself. Everyone else, all my friends, are carrying their packs like I should have been doing. And there's me just climbing up this mountain, literally not having to carry any weight because my leaders did it for me. And so that was, like, I would have been stuck in the bottom of that mountain not being able to get out because I could not carry that pack by myself, where they literally carried the load for me and got me out of that campsite.
Well, I've got a bit of a horrible but funny story when I was in school. So I was a bad kid, you know, and I was just saying to these guys earlier how I used to put like spiders in people's pencil bags and like a whole bunch of stuff. And now this one time, we had this teacher who gave her number to one of the students, who then passed that number on to me. And this teacher never put her phone on silent in class. And so I just, to disrupt her lesson, would miss call. And eventually she catches on, it's probably me. And so one day, just to kind of, to make her think it was not me, I gave my phone to my friends who were in another class to call during that lesson. And so that phone just went. And this teacher, because of the kind of kid I was, like year 9, this is year 10, she thought, nah, this is still Glenn. And even after searching my bag, my phone's not there. So she starts calling principals, starts calling other teachers in. Now, there's only one person in that class who actually knows it's my fault. And his mother was one of the teachers that was pulled in to like mitigate that situation. And I was so scared he was going to rat me out because it had gotten to that point of so many lies. I thought if he just says one thing and it's gone. And then he didn't. He's like, even when his mother was interrogating him, he did not rat me out. There's this idea of he had my back, even when, like, yeah, he probably should have ratted me out and said something. He made sure I didn't get into trouble. I'm not saying you should lie for each other in that way, but just talking about how someone can actually be.
This is an example, not directive of how to
an
act.
example, not an example. But yeah, back in those days, Mrs. Ramdas, if you're watching this live stream, I'm sorry, but you can't get me now.
I'm sure she's watching.
Is that why you moved to Australia?
Yeah, that's the only reason. All right, now we're going to have a look at Romans chapter 8, from verse 31, talking about this concept of Jesus having our back and see where we get it. Okay, so from verse 31, what then shall we say in response to these things? If God is for us, who can be against us? He who did not spare his own son, but gave him up for us all, how will he not also, along with him, graciously give us all things? Who will bring any charge against those whom God has chosen? It is God who justifies. Who then is the one who condemns? No one. Christ Jesus, who died, more than that, who was raised to life, is at the right hand of God and is also interceding for us. So in this passage of Scripture, you've got this idea of this Jesus who's invested himself in us in getting us out of the trouble of our sin and the condemnation that brings on us. And this Jesus dies, and so he's invested himself in that way, and now he's protecting that investment and saying, like, I've got your back now. And like, it doesn't matter what anyone out there is saying against you that condemns you, Jesus' voice is louder. In other words, he's speaking over them and saying, well, who justifies? Whose job is that? It's my job. And I say, I've justified you in my death, and it stays that way. No one can overrule that. And come what may. You come talk smack about my bro. I've got his back. Back down is what Jesus is doing in these verses. Now, guys, like, just to think about the pressures that there are in life that would make you feel the value of these verses. What would you say happens in life that makes you feel?
Yeah, I think for me, a big thing, and I think a lot of people will probably relate to this, is knowing that I have enough or am enough or have security and that kind of stuff. So there's all this pressure to work more hours, to have more money, to climb the corporate ladder, or the wheelchair ladder if you're me. I'm a wheelchair salesman. I'm not trying to be in a wheelchair or anything like that. That's let me clarify that. Climbing the ladder of getting a bigger and better job or making more sales or whatever it is to be more secure in everything. But knowing that Jesus has my back and that I'm secure in that, that's enough. Like, there's nothing in this world that can mean more than that. There's nothing in this world that can be more securing than knowing that God has my back for eternity. and that it doesn't matter whether or not I have better influence or better friends or more friends or whatever it is. And then the other thing is that the Bible has been very clear to say that God will give us everything that we need. So I don't have to worry about having money out of my next paycheck going to all these different things, because I know that God will provide whatever it is that I actually need. In that, and so I can be secure in that and know that Jesus has my back.
I think I got one that's like similar to AJ's, and it touches on the fact that there's a lot of social pressure in the world and society, and one I struggled with was like pressure from my friends and the whole idea of fitting in. It was a big one for me in high school and still is today, and especially towards the later years of high school when you have all these good mates, and then as you get older you develop like firmer and stronger beliefs in how you want to act and what you want to follow and what you want to pursue. And when those sort of times started happening, it was harder to fit in with the other guys, and they wouldn't even have to say things to purposely make you feel left out, but they just treat you in a different way. And it's when you take a step back and you look at the bigger picture, it's way easier said than done, but you just look back at those moments and you think is it really worth worrying about what they think of me and how much I fit in with these guys when God offers me so much more, and he offers me purpose and hope and all this satisfaction from Jesus, all because of his love. And when you look at your lifespan compared to eternity, literally none of that stuff matters. And in the space of 3 years as well, what do those friends mean in the bigger picture? It's definitely easier said than done. I still struggle with those social pressures, but God offers us so much confidence in just being okay, that he accepts us for who we are, and we don't have to remodel our lives to fit in for him.
It's so awesome. Jesus is saying, you have messed up, as in we have all messed up. And when people think we are inadequate, well, technically we are, but Jesus says we're not. In other words, he's got our backs regardless, and he gives value. That means that whatever someone says, it's irrelevant really to our lives. We don't feel that way, but it is irrelevant what people might think. What Jesus thinks is what should be of most importance. But how do we think about that? As in terms of now, it's easier said than done. As in am I going to flick a switch in my brain, and then suddenly all my anxieties go away? What do we do with this information of what Jesus does to benefit our lives?
Most of the time, if you tell people not to think about pink elephants, they'll start thinking about pink elephants. So when you say don't worry or don't be anxious and that sort of stuff, the number one thing is you worry about not worrying, or you're anxious about your anxieties. And so every time that it says that in the Bible, when it says do not worry or do not be anxious, it also gives instruction on what to do. And so it's really important to keep in mind that it doesn't just say do not worry about today, because today will worry about itself. It then goes on to say, but instead seek forth the kingdom of God. So think about God. Know that you are secure in Jesus. Know that whatever it is you're worrying about, yes, that may be something that's really stressful. There are things going on all the time that are outside of ourselves and they're beyond ourselves. And we are worrisome people often. But if we are focusing and reminding ourselves that Jesus has our backs, it's a lot easier to go through those struggles and to pass those struggles back to God, because not only does he have our backs, he's also bigger than all of those things. So he has already proved that he's bigger than life and death, because he raised from the dead. He raised himself from the dead. And so outside of that, there's nothing that he can't do. So reminding ourselves to go back to God and to take these things to him is massively helpful in trying to combat these worries and anxieties in our lives.
Similar thing to AJ, and Glenn, you mentioned as well, it's almost annoying how much easier it is said than done. And with social pressures, once you understand the fact that Jesus accepts you for who you are, it's not just okay, well, then I don't care about my friends anymore, what they think. It definitely doesn't work like that. You still have this love for your friends, but it's just hard. And I think a more practical thing that I had to do when I was going through these situations was to start prioritizing church more and attending church and investing in the people at church as well and relationships there, because like it's a network that will also support you, and it's all because they all understand Jesus' love, and they're all just trying to show it to you as well, and they're there to share your burdens. And if you have that stronger network, well then you're able to go back to your old friends and be a bit more firm in your faith and be more of an example of Jesus to those guys. Like another thing, like we also ask not to just get rid of our friends. Not like if they're not going to let us fit in with them, we're not told to just shove them off. We're meant to. Jesus asks us to love everyone. Easier said than done, but it's very important to be aligned with God and to be close to God and have a strong relationship with Him, and be surrounded by a good network of people. And that will definitely help you with social pressures. But once again, it doesn't take it all away. But Jesus just offers us so much, especially through His people.
Yeah. And I think also like one thing that helps me as well, and it's linked to what you guys are saying, is the idea of how I live my life and the example I try to replicate. And I say this not as like because I'm just working my way to being a perfect person, but actually it benefits me in evaluating my life against God's character, because then that's the way I learn about God. It's like, this is where I'm falling short and I want to be like God. Well, to be like God, I've got to know what God is like. And I think there's comfort in that process as well. And I think also just talking about it in my conversations, as in, how many times have we talked about our issues with people in conversations, and it becomes all about the issue. It's like, life sucks, I suck. What do your friends say? Well, if they're honest, they'll be like, yeah, you do suck. If they're trying to be nice, they'll say, no. The whole thing is, our lives are not together. We just got to accept that we are imperfect and we have issues. And what we can do that helps is actually talk about God and what He is to us in spite of those issues. And so when we talk about with your Christian friends, yeah? Yeah, to actually be intentional about those conversations, talk about God's plan and His value for us in those situations. All right, well, there's no more time for us right now, so we're going to have to cap it off there. But AJ, will you pray for us?
I would love to pray for us. Heavenly Father, we thank You that You have our backs. No matter what we do, what we have done, that You have already done everything it takes to make us secure in You. We thank You that looked like Jesus going to the cross for us. We thank You for that, the fact that You did that, and that we can see that throughout Your word, and that we see the massive differences that You make in the lives of people around us, Lord. We pray that You continue to help us to cast our anxieties onto You and know that we are secure in You. Lord, we pray as we go forwards that You continue to help us to get to know You better and make us into people that look more and more like You. Amen.
Amen. Well, just a quick announcement. In that Sunday, we have our masquerade party with some fire, some pancakes, some fire and pancakes, and marshmallows. There we go. There we go. So it'll be really cool if you come to that on Sunday. Let your leaders know you're coming and be all ready for you and all that. I'm super keen. Because I'm going as Bane.
Spoiler.
I got the stuff. So I don't think I'm ever going to do it twice. I think once you'll get to see me in my Bane costume once.
So make sure you're here on Sunday.
Or take a photo.
And if you're Batman, please come. All right, so
I haven't seen Batman. I don't get it.
Anyway, that's it for this week. No more. It's holidays now, so we won't have anything next week. But as soon as term starts up again, we'll be back. But we'll be back in person, so no more live stream.
Let's go.
Unless something goes horribly wrong in our country. Hopefully it doesn't. Anyway, see you guys next time.